to help me out. All right, we're coming down. Come back. You guys in the nosebleed section. Right here, come on up here. Right here, come on up. Right here, come on up. And look at one another go. Jeez, come on in. All right, y'all come on up here. All right. Watch out for the poles. In the dark the other day, I got rain into that one. Okay, come stand right here. Stand right here. Stand right here. And stand right here. All right, okay. Now, I'm going to show you what the greatest commandment of them all is. And so here we go. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go. When I say go, if you think you know what the greatest commandment is, I want you to yell it out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. All right. This is the greatest commandment. God came to Jesus. He said, what's the greatest commandment? And this is what Jesus said. He said, love the Lord your God with all your... Yeah, I'm going to put you in a position here. Yeah, put that over you. All your... Now, this is a little tricky. You're going to take your fingers like this, and you're going to do that right there. All your soul. All your... Now, you're going to take your finger. We're going to bring... No, we're not going to your nose. No, we're not going to your nose. We're going to your head. All your... And then right here... Okay, take and make fists right here. Now don't flex, because I don't want you to rip your shirt. But all your... So the greatest commandment is to love God with all your... And all your... Hey guys, if you love God with all your heart, are you going to keep Him first? Are you going to cut out idols? Are you going to use His name in vain? Are you going to keep God's day holy? If you love other people, are you going to honor your father and mother? Are you going to murder people? Are you going to commit adultery? Are you going to steal from people? Are you going to lie about people? Are you going to take one stuff that belongs to others? So the Bible says the greatest command, love God with all your, do with me, heart, all your, and all your. And the second commandment is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Those are the two greatest commandments. Guys, at the heart of all the commands is love. That's why Jesus said, if you love me, you're going to do what I say. You'll keep my commands. All right, so I'm going to go down the line. Wherever I go, okay, that's what I want you to say. Now, I'm not trying to throw you off. Okay, so for example, here we go. Love the Lord your God with all your... No, your mind. Your mind. Okay, try it again. Love the Lord your God with all your... No, your heart. Your heart. Because where your heart is, guys, that's where your treasure is. I mean, that's what you're after. That's what you're living for. Okay, so love God with all your heart, all your soul. Yeah, some of y'all thought I was going to trick you. Guys, your soul, that's who you are. That's your personality. Love God with all your mind. That's all your thoughts. And love God with all your... Everything you do, all your strength. Hey, you want to know God's plan for you? It begins with you loving God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. You give your life to Jesus, it doesn't stop there. Follow Him all the way, every day. Give them a hand for helping me. Good stuff. You guys can have a seat. Who should be number one in your life? Jesus! I need 2 volunteers to help me real quick. All right, and so let me see. One right here, JoJo right there. Come on up here. All right, now you guys, I'm going to hand each one of you one of these feathers right here. All right, so take that feather, Okay, now, yesterday, and we may do it again tonight, okay? Go ahead and step up here, okay? I showed some of you guys how to balance feathers, okay? And so all you have to do, you have to keep your eyes, the key to balancing anything is to keep your eyes where they belong. Go ahead and try it, JoJo. All right, good job. Keep your eyes. Now notice, when I took my eyes off, what happened to my feather? It fell. But if I keep my eyes at the top, hey guys, I'm ready. And you know what? Just because you love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength, doesn't mean that your life is going to be all peachy and perfect in the way you want it to be. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. Some of you guys have turned in some prayer requests. We're going to pray for those. Some of you guys, you're struggling with some things going on at home, in your family, and in your life. And I want you to know, you will be fine as long as you keep your eyes on Jesus. Hey guys, don't get distracted. Okay? Let me see how they're doing right here. Good, JoJo. All right. Now, how old are you, JoJo? Okay, now did you notice when she took her eyes off? Did you see that? She even caught her feather. Lots of things are going to come into your life. They're going to try to get you to take your eyes off of Jesus. But no matter how bad a storm you face, no matter how big a giant, you will be fine as long as you keep your eyes where they belong. As long as you keep your heart fixed on Jesus. Love the Lord your God with all your, and love your neighbor as your. Hey guys, follow Jesus every day in every way. I'm going to take the feathers, give them a hand for helping me. You guys can have a seat. And I want you to bow your heads, close your eyes. Now we're not done. We're going to pray for some of the prayer requests you guys have turned in. And so I'm going to read a few of these, and guys, with your heads bowed and your eyes closed, as I read it, I just want you to pray for these things. Here we go. This person says, please pray for my friend Grady who has cancer. Then there's some others that have sick family members, sick grandmas and friends. Guys, I want you to pray for them. This person wrote, can you pray for my mom to get a job? Guys, just pray that God will provide the right job. This person said, I have a head cold and it's turning into a sinus infection. Guys, just pray that God will heal him. God will make it all right. Can you pray for my dog? She has bad hip problems. Guys, then there's some of you in the room and you've got some issues where your moms and dads are fighting or getting divorced or have gotten divorced. And some struggles going on there. And guys, I just want you to pray for the students in the room that are facing those kind of issues and giants. Heavenly Father, God, thank you that when we keep our eyes on you, and that when you're our focus, that God, we don't have to be shaken, no matter how big a giant we faced or how bad a storm it is. And God, I pray that these guys and girls would love you and follow you with all their hearts, all their soul, all their mind, and all their strength, every day and every way. God, they wouldn't miss a thing that you've created them for. Thank you that you've made them special for a reason. God, I pray.
You guys are okay? You guys can have a seat.
Question for you guys, and this is what it is. New question. When I say God's got a call, I want you to say for us all. Here we go. God's got a call. Oh, but you got to be loud. God's got a call. God calls everyone to come to Him. God calls everyone to follow Him. And guys, when you know Jesus, God calls you to share Him. But God's got specific plans for your life too. God's got a call. Okay, we're going to do one more thing to get them to move in a little bit. Scoot on the edge of your seats. We're going to have a competition. Oh, we have not had one yet today. And this morning, first thing this morning, the first group of girls I saw, they were like, we're so tired, and I'm losing my voice. Ladies, raise your hand if you're losing your voice. Oh, poor girls. Guys, just kind of go, oh. Don't we feel so sorry for them? Because guys, we're going to win. They're losing their voices. All right, let's get on the edge of your seat. Everybody, here we They didn't stand up. I didn't find any. All right, here we go. Here's a 5-second countdown here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the winner is the ladies. Jay, say hi to everybody.
Hello, hello. It's good to see you guys.
Now, Jay, are you doing good?
Well, I'm not doing too good.
Now, okay, now I know you're in summer school, and that's where you were yesterday. So, are you okay?
Well, I'm not doing too good.
Well, tell me what's going on.
Oh, you see, I've got a real mean teacher at school.
Well, wait, you've got a mean teacher?
Yeah, come to think of it, she looks like a saint.
Your teacher looks like a saint?
Yeah.
A saint, the Lord! Okay, now, Jay, that can't be true. I've never seen your teacher, but I mean, she can't be that bad.
Actually, she's got teeth like stars.
Teeth like stars?
Yeah.
Because they're shiny and bright?
No, because they
Come out at night! And she's got real attractive eyes. Attractive eyes? Yeah, they keep looking at each other. And she's got a warp right on the end of her nose. Wait, she's got a warp on the end of her nose.
That's right. Actually, it's not that bad. Her upper lip covers it.
Okay, now Jay, I've never seen your teacher. I've never seen your teacher, but I mean, she can't be like that bad.
Oh, like the other day, we were sitting there in class.
Okay, sitting in class, yeah.
And we were learning how to make paper airplanes.
Now, wait, the teacher's teaching you how to make paper airplanes?
No, Johnny was.
Okay.
So Johnny and I, we're sitting there in class, and I had this great big deal going. And I threw it. And it soared. And it glided. And it flew.
Okay, Jay, we get the picture. You made a paper airplane in class, and you threw it.
And it stuck.
It stuck?
It stuck.
Where?
In the teacher's hair.
You made an airplane, right, and you threw it, right.
And it stuck. It stuck in her hair.
So what did your teacher do?
Well, you see, the whole class started laughing. And she turned around and she said, "Order! Give me order here!"
So what did you do?
I stood up and said,
Give me a hot dog! Jay, that's not the kind of order she was looking for. In fact, guys, I gotta stop Jay for a minute. What do you mean? I mean, Jay, why are you doing this?
"Well, what do you think?"
I mean, here you are, and you're making fun of how somebody looks, and then you're doing things in class that you know you shouldn't be doing, and then you're talking back to your teacher. I mean, Jay, this isn't like you.
I thought if I did those things that kids would like me.
But you have to change who you are to get people to like you.
Then what if they don't like me? What if they tease me? What if they call me a hairy monkey?
Jay, that's not the point. Guys, the point is God has made you special. And God has plans for your life. And you don't have to change who you are to get people to like you. And you never have to do things that you know are wrong to get people's attention. In fact, Jay, I'm going to tell you a story, okay?
Okay.
What story is it? Well, it's a story out of the Bible, and a lot of you guys, you're going to recognize it. It's the story of David and Goliath.
I know who David was. He was a king.
Well, now he was a king, but not when the story happens. When the story happens, he's a shepherd boy.
Who's this Goliath dude?
Well, the Goliath was a giant.
Like the Johnny Green giant?
No, he's made-believe. But Goliath was real, and he's big, and he's tall, and he was ugly. Okay, now, Jay, the Bible doesn't say that he was ugly, but we do know that he'd been a warrior since his youth, and he was big, and he was strong, and he was tall, and he was ugly. Okay, now Jay, the Bible doesn't say that, but we do know Goliath was part of the Philistine army, the enemy. And every day he would come down to this valley and he'd look up at God's army, the Israelites, and he'd challenge for their champion to come and fight him. And every day, no one would do it because he was ugly. No, that's not why. They were scared, and they And then David got there. David wasn't even in the army. He was taking food to some of his brothers. But when he got there, he looked at Goliath and looked back at the army. And he looked at Goliath and he looked back at the army. And he looked at Goliath and he was ugly. No, Jay, that's not what he thought. He thought, I'm going to fight that giant. And so he went to King Saul, and they gave him King Saul's own personal armor. But it was too big for him, and he couldn't walk in it. Oh, no! What did he do? He took it off. And he went out to fight Goliath with a slingshot and some smooth stones. That's all he took. That's all he took.
He didn't take a sword.
No, he didn't take a sword.
He didn't take a spear.
No, he didn't take a spear.
He didn't take a tank.
No, Jay, he didn't take a tank.
Did he take a blindfold?
Because he was ugly. No, Jay, he didn't take a blindfold. He took a slingshot and some smooth stones, and David went out to fight Goliath.
Can I tell the rest of the story?
Okay, now, do you know it?
In fact, I'm going to act it out.
Wait, you're going to act out the rest of the story.
That's right.
Right here.
Right here.
Okay. Okay, I got to see this. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, here goes. Here goes. David started walking toward Goliath. It was a very long walk. Then when he got there, he looked up and he said, Goliath, you are ugly.
No, Jay, that is not what he said.
Okay, no. He looked up and he said, Goliath, today God has delivered you into my hand. Right. And he threw a stone in the slingshot. And he started going around. And he went around, and around, and around, and around. And he let go of the stone. It went and it hit Goliath. Snap! And Goliath went down, down, down.
Hey, Jay, that was a very dramatic telling. Hey, guys, you know what? God didn't use David because he was the strongest or the fastest or the smartest. God used him because of his heart. And guys, there are people in life that might look at you and they might count you out. But God isn't looking at things the world looks at. God is looking at your heart. And there's nothing that you can't do when you follow Jesus. Jay, I want you to say goodbye, and then I'll be right back. And I want you guys, if you have your Bibles, turn to 1 Samuel chapter 16.
I'll see you guys later. See ya.
All right, 1 Samuel chapter 16, and I'm actually going to need some volunteers to help me out with this. And so, because we're going to take a look at a story, so I'm going to come to the middle in here. And so, I'll tell you what, how about you two ladies right here? How about one right there, right there, right here? Come on up here. Let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me get one more. Right here, come on up here. All right. Now, you guys, 1 Samuel chapter 16, and so I'm going to spread you guys out a little bit. And so, you're good. Ladies, scoot on down this way. I'm going to scoot you down a little bit. Yeah, come on over here. Come on over here. Come on over here. All right, and you're going to come right here. Okay, perfect. All right, great. And then I want you to scoot on this side. That'll leave me a big gap right here. Okay, now, in this story, I'm going to give you the background. We're just going to look at a couple of verses, but here's the background. There was a guy, and he was a prophet, and his name was Samuel. Everybody say, hi, Samuel. Now, I know some of you guys know him, and so when you're looking at him, you're not seeing Samuel, you're seeing him. I want you to see Samuel, so I'm going to disguise him. Okay, we're going to give you a brand new look. All right, this is Samuel. Everybody say, hi, Samuel. Now, God told Samuel that the king of Israel, King Saul, was no longer going to be the king. He had disobeyed God. God had rejected him. And so God was going to choose a new king. And it was going to be one of Jesse's sons. Okay, now ladies, you're going to play the part. Don't worry, I'm going to disguise you a little bit. Okay? So this is going to be Jesse. Everybody say, hey, Jesse. And so since you are the dad, we're going to give you what we call the granny wig. Okay, granny wig right there. He's looking good. This is Jesse. And so one of his sons is going to be the next king. Okay, so let me kind of give you guys a new look here. Okay, for you, we call this Donald Trump on a windrow day. All right, that's your wig right there. All right, we're going to give you, yeah, every family needs one one of these right here. Okay, right there, yeah. They're looking good. All right, and let's see. All right, and we'll go with you right here. And then where I'm from, we call this the big wig right there, the big wig. Okay, so God tells Samuel, one of Jesse's sons, and he had more than 4 sons, was going to be the next king. And so Samuel's coming to his house. Jesse lines up all of his sons, and when Samuel gets here, Samuel looks down the line, and one of these guys, his name was Eliab, one of these guys, he must have looked like a king. I mean, he was probably tall, he was probably handsome, and when Samuel walks in, he looks at this guy and he thinks, that's going to be the next king. But God was getting ready to teach Samuel an important lesson about how God sees people. And this is what it says, 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 6. Then it came about that when they entered, that Samuel looked at Eliab. And when he looked at Eliab, he thought, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said to Samuel, now guys, get this. Okay, ladies? The Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at how tall he is, because I have rejected him. God does not see the way man sees. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. The Lord looks at the heart. So in other words, Samuel comes in, he looks down, he's thinking, all right, that's going to be the next king. And God says, he may look like a king, but I'm not looking at the outside. I'm looking at the heart. And so Samuel comes down and he goes down the line, and God says, no, 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 to all the sons. Samuel gets to the end, God said no to them all. And so, Jesse, do you have any other sons? He had one more son, but they didn't even call him in. They left him out in the field taking care of the sheep. And on the count of 3, if you know who it was, say his name. 1, 2, 3. David. The same David that one chapter later defeats Goliath. Now, the Bible does not tell us why Jesse didn't call him in. But you can kind of guess. Samuel's coming to choose the next king. He calls in all his sons except for one. You know what that means? That means of all his sons, David was the last one that he would have chosen. That he would have thought that God would have chosen to be the next king. David was left out. I want you to raise your hand if you've ever felt left out by maybe your friends or your family or something at school. Okay, I want you to put your hands down. Today, I want you to know that God has not left you out. God created you for a reason. God sent Jesus to die for you because God loves you. And God has plans for your life. Hey, other people might look at you and they may think you're not the strongest, you're not the fastest, you're not the tallest. Maybe they think you're not the best looking or the prettiest or the most beautiful or the most handsome or even the one with the most hair. People look at you and they're going to think all sorts of things, but God is not looking at your outward appearance. God is not looking at how fast you are or how strong you are. Guys, God is looking at your heart. And if you have a heart that loves the Lord your God with all your, and you follow Jesus in that way, guys, I'm telling you, there is no limit to what God can do through you. God used David because he had a willing heart. And guys, God can do amazing things through your life. And you don't have to grow up for God to do that. God can do amazing things in your life at your age. Because you know what? God doesn't look at your age either. He looks at your heart. All right, I want you to give these guys and girls a hand. You guys did a fantastic job. Thank you guys so much. All right, good job, good job. Now, I want to see if you believe something. Before we started, I took and I cut a hole in this piece of paper right here. Okay? And how many of y'all believe that someone my size can fit through a hole in a piece of paper? Now notice, I didn't cut the top and I didn't cut the bottom. I just cut this hole in the middle. How many of y'all think that I can fit through there? I mean, my whole body. Without ripping the top and the bottom. Do y'all think I can do that? Okay, so you got it. Okay, now put your hands up. How many of y'all don't believe that someone my size can fit through here? Okay, now just keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Now I'm looking around. So you don't think I can fit through here. Okay? And so I tell you what, Emily, I want you to come join me right here. And then and tell me your name. What is it? Corinne. Corinne? Corinne, come on up here. Oh, Emily. How much man over there? All right, Emily and Corinne. Everybody say, hey, Emily. Hey. Everybody say, hello, Miss Corinne. Hello, Miss Corinne. Okay, now both of y'all raised your hand to say you do not believe that I can fit through there. Now, you don't think I can? Are you saying I need to go on a diet? Is that what you're saying? Okay, just now, do you think you can fit through there? You don't think you can fit? Do you think you can fit through there? Okay. This is what you need to know. I am not going through the hole in that piece of paper. Miss Corinne is not going through the hole in that piece of paper. Emily is not going through the hole in the piece of paper. Instead, Miss Corinne, Emily, and I, all three, at the same time, are going to go through that hole. Yeah, all three of us, we're going through there at the same time. You believe me, Emily? She's like, there's no way, we're not going to fit. Yeah, we will. We'll fit. In fact, we won't even have to get close. We won't. They're not seeing what I'm seeing. We're seeing different things. The reason some of you guys don't believe that we can fit through here is because all you're looking at is what's in front of you right now. But when I look at the paper, I know the potential that it has. Oh, it has so much potential. When God looks at you, some of you, when you look in the mirror, all you see is your reflection looking back at you. But when God looks at you, He knows the plans that He has for you. He sees the potential in everything He created you to do. All right, so we're going through here. You ready, Emily? Okay, now she's like, I guess, but she doesn't know how it's going to happen. I'm going to tell you a quick story, and I think this will help you a little bit. All right, this is going to help you, Emily. Okay, there are three of you. Now, when I say there's three of you, what I mean is there's three ways that you're seen. When Emily looks in the mirror, there's the person that Emily sees. Okay, so in other words, when she looks in the mirror, she sees herself in a way that nobody else does. Because Emily knows things about herself that nobody else knows. So when she looks in the mirror, she sees herself in a way that nobody else does. So there's the way she sees herself. But then there's the way that other people see Emily. And so her parents are going to see her one way. Her friends are going to see her a different way. The lady that says, welcome to Walmart, is going to see her in an entirely different way. There's lots of ways that people see you. And a lot of people are going to judge you based on how you look, on how strong you are. They're going to look at your outward appearance. Now, God does not look at your outward appearance. God looks at something different. So three ways you're seen. How you see yourself, how other people see you, and then there's the person that God sees. So when God looks at Emily, God doesn't see Emily the way she sees herself. And God doesn't see Emily the way other people see her. When God looks at Emily, He knows every detail of her life. For example, Emily, when you were born, there you are, do you remember your very first thought? Now, I mean, it might have been, wah, I don't know. God knows your very first thought. Hey guys, when God looks at me, He knows my first thought. He already knows my last thought. When I die someday, He knows, it might be not the ceiling again, not the attic. I don't know. When God looks at me, guys, He knows from beginning to end, and He knows the reason that He created you. When God looks at Emily, He's had a plan for her life since before He created the world. And when He looks at her, He's not seeing what she's seeing. He's seeing everything that He made her to be. Now, I was in a children's camp a little over a year ago, and kind of like the first day here, I was in their cafeteria, and they were all lining up, getting name tags, things like that. And there was this whole line of girls sitting at this table, and so I started going down, giving them high fives, and I was learning all their names. There was about 20 of them in a row. So I'm going down, I'm saying their names, and then I got to this one girl, and I said, what's your name? And she gave me 5, and I said, what's your name? And she said, I'm nothing. I said, that's a mighty strange name. I said, seriously, what's your name? And she said, I'm nothing. And so I sat down in the chair across from her, and I said, I'm really curious. I said, why are you calling yourself nothing? And she said, true story, she said, that's what I am, so that's what my name should be. And so finally, one of the other girls there, she said, oh, her name's Eva. Now guys, I found out that week why Eva said that she was nothing. See, when Eva looked in the mirror, that's all she saw. Because she had been told that she was no good. She had been told that she was worthless. She had even been told by someone in her family that they would be happier if she had never been born. So when she looked in the mirror, she had believed all these lies. When she looked at her reflection, she saw nothing special. And that week I watched Eva, come on over here, Emily. I watched Eva learn about Jesus and how God had plans for her life. And I watched Eva realize that God had bigger plans for her. Yeah, there's plenty of room here. Bigger plans for her than she ever even thought. That God loved her, that He chose her, that He made her for a reason. And on Thursday night of that camp, guys, I watched Eva give her life to Christ. I got to sit at the table with her, tears in her eyes, because she was beginning to see herself in a bigger way. She was beginning to see what God sees. Some of you guys, when you look in the mirror, you don't see much, but you're not seeing what God sees. You may be looking at all the outward things. You might be thinking, I'm not the smartest, the fastest, not the strongest, not the best looking. God isn't looking at all that stuff. God is looking at your heart. And when you follow Jesus with all your heart, I'm telling you, God has bigger plans than you could ever imagine. Now, how many of y'all are surprised that 3 people fit through one piece of paper? Yeah, Emily is right here. Okay, put your hands down. Do you think I could fit 10 people through one piece of paper? I mean, how much potential does a piece of paper have? Okay, there's only about 8 of you that think 10 people. How about 15? 20? 30? Yeah, yes, me, you guys, you're like, I don't know, some hands went down. Okay, put your hands down. One day I decided to find out how much potential a piece of paper actually has. Now, I've done it twice this summer. Every time I've done it, I've set a new record. And I'm going to try to set a new one today. I'm going to see how many students I can put through one piece of paper. Now, first, I'm going to tear this. And Emily and Miss Corinne, go ahead and have a seat. Y'all did a fantastic job. And this is what I want. Mary Beth, I want, well, actually, you on the front row right here, I want you to make a line right here. I'm going to get a piece of paper. I cut it a little bit thinner because it takes a little longer. And I hit it back here. And we're going to see how many people we can get through one piece of paper. All right, Mary Beth, if you'll come up here and help me. All right, this is what I want. One at a time, you 10, I want you to come and just step underneath this. Now, you don't want to lean on it or push it. And what's that? Oh, twisted right there. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, go ahead and come under. All right, come on, just one at a time. Just come on. Just carefully, gently, just kind of step under. Yeah, 10 is going to fit real easy. Don't worry about that. All right, come on in. Yeah, come on in, ladies. Come on in. All right. All right. Here we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 11. Okay? We're going to go for 11 more. Mary Beth, go ahead and bring it down kind of around their shoulders here. Okay? Second row. You guys come up. Now, don't rush. One at a time. Okay? Hold on. One at a time. Go ahead, Ella. There we go. Okay? The next person. Okay? The next. The next. Oh, I'm sorry. Tell me your name again. Emma. That's Ella. Okay. Got it confused. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now we've got 20 people in here. Okay, now, we're going to put more. All right, now, you're good. I'm going to use girls because we're going to get here pretty tight here. And so, I tell you what, do you want to, let me see, I'm looking for ladies. Mary Beth, I'm going to let this sag for a second. I'm going to call some people up here. All right, so here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You 7. Make a line. Hold on, ladies. Make a line. Here we go. We're just going to line up one at a time. Just come over here. 1. That's what? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Here we go. 26, 27. All right, we're going to keep going. 27 people in one piece of paper. All right, now, I'm looking for girls raising their hand. Okay, 28. Go on up there. Okay, 29, 30, 31, 32. We're going to see if we can get 2 ladies up there. All right, right on up in here. All right, if we get them in, that's going to be 30, 29, What? 30, 31, 32. All right, we're going further. I'm picking off this side. I'm seeing if I can get every girl off this side that wants to. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And I'm not sure we're going to make it, but we're going to go 37, 38, 39, and 40. Okay, you guys come on up here. Okay, so 34, 35, 36, 36. See if you can fit right there. 37, 37. That may be all the room that we have. Okay, can you all, oh, it broke right there. Okay, it broke. Sorry, ladies. Now look at this. Freeze right there for a second. Would you have imagined that one piece of paper could fit 37 people through it? Now, this is what I want you to think about. That paper has so much more potential than you ever thought. And guys, when you look in the mirror, God has bigger plans for your life than you can ever imagine. Give them a hand for helping. Good job, ladies. Y'all can have a seat. Who should be number one in your life? We're going to sing a song. I'm going to tell a story, and we're going to wrap things up. Everybody stand up, stand up. Here we go. By the way, that is the new record. The record was 34. So we set a new record. Give yourself a hand, ladies. Good job. Here we go. Not a man's been on the road any time. Not a man's been on the road any time. Not a man's been on the road any time. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. The way to go. I told you the other day. Remember my mama? Everybody say it. Yo, mama. Mama Addie's out here somewhere. There she is. My mama. Hey guys, I gave my life to Jesus when I was 7. Everybody say it. 7. Now right after that, I went to church for one of the first times in my life, and I met a pastor. And the pastor told me the next step of following Jesus was to get baptized. So I said, I want to get baptized. So I showed up Sunday night at church. I'm ready to get baptized. He came to me and he said, we can't baptize you. I said, why not? He said, the water heater broke in the baptistry, the water's freezing cold. And I said, I don't care. And he said, now you're going to freeze in there. I said, I don't care. Guys, I didn't want to wait a week. I wanted to follow Jesus all the way. So I got baptized. It was freezing cold water. I mean, we're talking shivering cold. 6 months later, I'm laying in bed. And I start crying. And I got out of bed and I went to my mom and dad's room. And I'm crying. And they said, what's wrong? And I said, Mama, I said, God wants me to be a preacher. But I want to play football. Now, it's true. And my mama said, Kolby, don't worry about it. Whatever God wants you to do, if you follow Him, He's going to work it out. All you have to do is follow Jesus. Don't worry about it. So I went back to bed, not a problem. When I was 9, I'm laying in bed and I start crying again. And so I got out of bed. I walked into where my mama and dad were. And I said, Mama. They said, what's wrong? I said, God wants me to be a preacher. But I want to play football. And they told me, they said, Kolby, God created you for a reason. And whatever that is, you're going to love it because that's what you were made for. So you don't have to figure out all the details. You just follow Jesus with all your heart and He'll get you to where He wants you to be. So when I was 15, I was in a church service, and in my heart, I knew that God was saying, Kolby, I want you to be a preacher. And so I walked down front, I shook my pastor's hand, same guy that baptized me. I shook his hand and I said, God wants me to be a preacher. And so at the end of service, they prayed for me and people started coming by shaking my hands. Now in the room that night was my first grade teacher. And so she had known me all these years. She cried the night that I got baptized. She was in the room. And as soon as we're done, I'm shaking hands and I see her. And she walks right by me. Her name was Mrs. Berry. She walked right by me. Now, she didn't come say anything to me. She went to my mama. And this is what she told my mama. She said, I taught school for 50 years before I retired. She said, I taught a lot of students in that time. And she said, of all the students I ever taught in my 50 years, she said, your son, Kolby King, is the last one I would have ever chosen to think that God would use on a stage talking in front of people. She said, because hands down in her 50 years of teaching, I was the most shy student that she had ever seen. See, sometimes there's even people that care about you, but they don't see what God sees. And sometimes there are people who care about you, and guys, without even realizing it, they'll leave you out. But when you look in the mirror, I don't want you to sell yourself short. God doesn't just have plans for you. God has plans for you. But the only way you'll ever have that is when you come to Jesus, you give your life to Him, and then you follow Him with all your and all your I want you guys to bow your heads and close your eyes. Some of you guys, what holds you back is how you see yourself. And today I'm asking you to ask God to open your eyes so that you can see the plans that He has for you. He loves you so much. He made you for such an incredible reason. And you can know God and walk with Him. And guys, you can know for sure that you have eternal life. Now today, guys, if there's anything going on in your life that's holding you back from following Jesus, today I want you to grab one of your sponsors and just say, can we talk? And just tell them what's holding you back. Now guys, it might be sin. It might be things you're doing that are wrong. It might be habits. It might be how you see yourself. It might be things people have told you or how they've treated you. And you started trying to become all those lies that have been fed into you. It might be how you see yourself. Guys, don't let anything hold you back from following Jesus all the way, every day. Heavenly Father, I pray for the students in this room. And God, you have such amazing things in store for them. I mean, far beyond what they could even ask or dream or imagine. And Lord, you have a life that was prepared for them before the world was even made. And Lord, I pray that they would not miss a thing. God, I pray they wouldn't chase after the world. They wouldn't go after sin. They wouldn't let other things hold them back. But God, they would follow you all the way, every day, with all their heart. Everything they are, everything they think, everything they do. And God, I pray that you would use them in amazing ways to make a difference in people's lives. God, thank you for the incredible things you have planned for them. We love you and praise you in Jesus' name.